In today's video, we're going to tell you everything you need to know about filing your BOI report for your LLC. This new law went into effect January 1st, 2024. And in today's video, we're going to cover who needs to file this form, how you can file faster in future years, and we'll also do a complete walkthrough of the form online and show you how to file it. Make sure that you watch all the way through the end of the video because we're going to be covering a lot of important timelines that depend on when your LLC was created, and you don't want to miss this important information. Okay, so beginning on January 1st, 2024, most entities, including single-member LLCs, are now required to file this BOI form. BOI stands for Beneficial Ownership Information, and all this is basically you giving information about the beneficial owners of your LLC to the government. Existing entities that were created before January 1st, 2024, when this law went into effect, will have until January 1st, 2025 to file this form. Depending on when you're watching this video, that deadline might have just passed. So this is something that's very important to do if you have not done it already. Entities created after January 1st, 2024 will have 90 days from the date of their creation of their entity to file this form. Another thing that's important to note is that if any changes were to occur with the beneficial ownership information, you need to report that information within 30 days of it occurring. We're going to cover this a little bit more in depth later on in the video. So now you might be asking, why is this happening? Well, the Corporate Transparency Act, which is part of the Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2020, is why this new law went into effect in 2024. The purpose of this form is to shed light on people who are evading taxes and setting up shell companies in the United States, and then are sending their money out to different countries. So obviously you should have nothing to be worried about if you're doing everything legally already. It's just an added form that you'll have to file to make sure that you're compliant. And we're going to show you how to fill out this form a little bit later on in the video, so be sure to stick around. Something else to note is that both foreign and domestic LLCs are required to file this document. And a lot of people watching this video are going to be single member LLCs. You're going to be required to file this BOI form as well. We'll put this chart here so you can see the different types of entities that are going to be required to file this BOI form. And there are some exceptions that don't have to file this form, but I don't believe that any of you will fall into this category. We'll list them here, but we won't really talk too much about them. Certain banks and capital funds are just not required to file this form, and very likely that is not your scenario, so you will have to file this form. So what is the BOI form? What is it actually reporting to the government? A reporting company must disclose the following things: full legal name and any trade name or doing business as name, complete address including primary street address in the United States, the state or foreign jurisdiction where your entity is created or registered, your tax identification number or TIN for domestic companies. This is your EIN, and very likely if you're a single member LLC, that's going to be the case for you. If you're a foreign company without a TIN, you're going to need to provide some type of identification in your foreign jurisdiction. Okay, now for each beneficial owner and company applicant, you're going to need the following: full legal name, birthday, complete residential address of the individual. You'll need any identifying number from a non-expired form of identification like a passport or driver's license, or another form of approved documentation. And for foreign individuals, they're going to require a picture of that document as well. Let's talk about what the government defines as a beneficial owner. The first thing is that a beneficial owner directly or indirectly exercises control over the entity. The next thing is that they directly or indirectly control 25% of the ownership interests. Substantial control means that they directly influence or control the decisions that occur in the company. So some examples of positions that obviously do this are C-suites, board of directors, or any person with influence over decisions, and anyone with substantial control over the company that might not be listed above. There are also some other forms of directly or indirectly exerting control. If you have board representation, voting power, right with financial arrangement, control over intermediary entities, or other contacts acting as nominees. Now we'll define ownership interest as per the federal government. We'll go really quickly through this. I don't want to bore you too much. This is defined as 25% or more of the ownership interest of the company. This is any stock or equity, any capital profit, any instrument convertible, any put, call, or straddle, or any other instrument. Here are some examples on the screen of individuals that directly or indirectly control ownership of the company. I won't go through all these, but go ahead and screenshot it if you think that you need it. Real quickly, let's also outline some of the individuals that are not beneficial owners. A minor child, an individual acting as a nominee on behalf of another individual, an employee, an individual with a right of future inheritance, and a creditor. Okay, last section here before we hop right into showing you how to set up this form for yourself is the section of company applicants. Companies created on or after January 1st, 2024 must include information for company applicants in addition to the information that you're providing for beneficial owners. Company applicants include the following. Individuals that are responsible for filing and controlling the documents for the company. Companies created on or before January 1st, 2024 do not need to have company applicants included in this form. They are only required to report beneficial owners. And the last thing we'll touch on real briefly before we show you exactly how to file this form is the FinCEN Identifier. So this is actually a really neat thing because once you submit your application for your FinCEN Identifier, you'll have your number that basically replaces your requirement to file for this individual. The best way you can think about this as a known traveler number in its relation to TSA. It's basically your TSA pre-number for your business entity. Once you get issued that FinCEN number, that's basically what you're going to use as your identification. And we talked about this a little bit earlier, but if there are any changes that ever occur, you need to report them within 30 days. Now, we recommend that you file this form online. It's very easy, super simple. We're going to walk you through it here in a second. So go ahead and click on that link down below in the description and we can join up here together and walk through this. Once we're here on the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network page, you'll see as we scroll down here on the bottom left-hand corner, we can click on this button to file the BOIR form. Sometimes this form is called the BOI form. Sometimes it's called the BOIR. The R just stands for report. So just keep that in mind. It's the same form. Now you can either prepare the PDF version on your computer or you can just file the form online. This is the easier option. So we're just going to show you how to do that. Go ahead and click agree. And you'll see that the first section here is the filing information. And then we have the reporting company, the company applicants, the beneficial owners, and then we can submit it at the end. All right, so the first section here says type of filing. This is going to be our initial report, but obviously if you're coming back and you're correcting a prior report, you're updating a report, or you're a newly exempt entity, you can go ahead and select these options. For the sake of this video, we're going to choose initial report. Next is the date prepared, which is going to be auto-filled here, and that is today's date. Then we can just go ahead and read the Privacy Act and click next when we're ready to continue. The next section here is the reporting company information, and you'll see under the need help section, you can request to receive your FinCEN ID. Go ahead and click this. You're going to want this. Like we said earlier, it's like your known traveler number for TSA. So basically it's going to remember all of your information and you're going to be able to use that to submit information in the future and you don't have to do this whole process again. If you need help with your foreign pooled investment vehicle, you can go ahead and click that, but we're going to leave that off for now. All right, let's go ahead and enter the legal name of our company. And it's also going to ask for any alternative names here as well. And you can put a DBA as well, or doing business as. If you want to add an alternate name, you can go ahead and do that, but I'm just going to remove this one because we don't need it. The next section is form of identification. So let's go ahead and select our tax identification type. Like I said, for most single member LLCs, this is going to be your EIN number. If you're a foreign entity, you can choose that. Or if your social security number or ITIN number is attached to your business for some reason, then you can go ahead and choose that. But most people are going to be using this EIN number for single member LLCs. And then you'll go ahead and just put that number in here. If you're a foreign company, you can go ahead and select the country that you're in here. The next section here is our country. So we'll go ahead and choose the United States, and then we'll go ahead and select our state. They also have tribal jurisdiction if that applies to you. Next, we'll have to put in our current address. Let's just go ahead and do that now. And once we're ready with that, we can go ahead and click next. This section is very important because you have to tell them when your entity was created, because this determines whether you need to apply with a company applicant or not. This box 16 up here says existing reporting company. Check if existing reporting company as of January 1st, 2024. Do not check this box if your company was created on or after January 1st, 2024. You'll see that if we click it, it's going to disable this company applicant section, which is not what we want if our entity was created after January 1st, 2024. We're going to show you how to do it because likely your company was created after January 1st, 2024, so we will need this company applicant section. Let's go ahead and add the information for our company applicant. You'll see this section 18 here for the FinCEN ID. If you already have this ID, you can go ahead and enter here. This is where it's going to be helpful for future years, but right now we don't have one, so we'll just leave this blank. Now let's go ahead and enter our name and our date of birth here as well. And then we'll go ahead and type in our address, and you can either choose a business address or a residential address. And once we've done that, then you can scroll down to the form of identification and issuing jurisdiction. And we can go ahead and select our driver's license or our passport. And then we'll go ahead and put the number in for our driver's license or passport. And then we'll go ahead and select the country and the state. And it also has local tribal here as well if you need that. And then we'll go ahead and upload this document here now. All right, now that we've done the company applicant section, we're all good to go. Let's go ahead and click next and we can go to the beneficial owner section. If for some reason a minor child is a beneficial owner, you can go ahead and check this box here because you're going to be the parent helping them fill this out. And then again, we'll have this FinCEN ID here. If you're just doing it for the first time, you won't have one. If you're an exempt entity for some reason, you can go ahead and check this box here. But let's go ahead again and enter that information for our beneficial owner. And then we'll go ahead and enter our residential address here. And then we'll need that identifying document again as well. So let's go ahead and put our driver's license again and our jurisdiction, the United States. and California here. And then we'll have to upload the document here one more time. All right, once we're done with that, let's go ahead and click next. And this will bring us to the page where we can submit. So let's go ahead and put our email in here, and we'll put it one more time, and our first name and our last name as well. And we can go ahead and click this I agree button. And once we click that I agree button, all you have to say is I am a human here at the bottom, and then we'll just do this briefly. All right. And that's it. Once you're done with that, just go ahead and click submit BOIR, and then it will send your form off to the government and you'll be all set to go. Once you've submitted this form, you should receive an email confirmation and you'll be all set. So that is everything you need to know about how to file your BOI form or your beneficial ownership information report. And if you actually haven't incorporated your LLC yet and you're looking for a company to help you do this, we highly recommend using a company like Northwest Registered Agent. We'll be sure to leave their link down below in the description. They'll actually include this BOI form for you for only $25 in addition to your formation service, which is a pretty good deal. If you don't want to have to bother with it, you can just go ahead and pay them to do it for you. Another great thing about Northwest Registered Agent is they have a free year of their registered agent service, which is a must if you have an LLC. Basically, you want to keep all of your information off the public domain, and hiring a registered agent service is going to help you do that. Anyway, that's everything we have for you today on how to file your BOI report. We really hope that you got some value out of this video. And if you did, please leave us a like, subscribe, comment down below, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this in the future. This channel is dedicated to educating new and existing business owners on everything related to LLCs. We review some of the best platforms and tools out there that are going to help you set up, manage, and optimize your LLCs. So friends, thank you so much for watching. We wish you the best, and we'll see you again in the next video.